What's up, everybody? I'm Dwayne and I'm a dude with an Autotude, and today I'm here with my friend Roger showing off his classic race car from the early 1960s. Comment below if you know what I've got here beside me, but without further ado, let's get into it. Tell me about your car.
Well, it's a replica of a Type 65 Daytona Coupe that was built by Carroll Shelby, Peter Brock Design. There were 6 original ones made that was challenging for the SCCA International Championship. They won that, and once they won that, GT40 kind of took over, and they shifted all their attention over to the Le Mans win over Ferrari. So,
now I know the history.
Yes.
That's tying it together.
So that was the timing of what ended the build of this car. They built some in production, but not as many as they did the Roadster, Cobra Roadsters. That was the open top ones. So then the replica cars came out. Super Performance is one. This chassis is based off of Factory 5 chassis and body, and then Forma Cars did the rest of the build. They have several things that's unique to them. The power windows, power doors, that's pretty much their whole design. They have the short shift door that they build and design themselves. Foot on the floor shifting, which is all electronic. All of the wiring bundle, fuse box is all there, so it's not up underneath the dash. So it's all integrated with the 5.0 Cody. It's tuned out to about 580 horsepower with the T62 6-gear transmission. So with the independent rear suspension out of a 2019 Mustang.
Oh, cool. So
it's got traction control, air conditioning, all the comforts, I would say, but it's not it's not driving like Lincoln, but it's definitely not a bad ride.
Hey, but you didn't buy it for that. You bought it for
That's
to have
exactly
some fun
right.
with it, right?
That's exactly right.
What engine would have come out in these back when they started?
They had a couple choices. They started out with a 283 in the Roadster. The biggest one they ever built was a 427 iron block, but none of them had power steering or, you know, it was all manual brakes, manual steering, big steering wheels, built to do as fast as they could go, you know, 24 hours at a time, no comforts. So when you're driving around, you go, those guys were men. I mean, it's all you want to handle. You know, I can tell you that.
Could you imagine going through that race and something like this?
No.
And just
no.
Did they switch drivers during the race?
At that time, they did, because it was, I can't remember all 6, but I was Peter Brock, Dan Gurney. There was a couple other guys, but there were 6 of them total, and that was it. So, but I just couldn't imagine just all sheet metal interior, just going as fast as you can go.
The noise. And the technology back then. This thing probably handles really well compared to.
Yeah, I mean the handling, because like I said, this is all aluminum block. It probably weighs, this one weighs out on like 2,660 pounds.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what the originals would weigh, but I know the iron block alone would be 200-300 pounds more than this. It's quite the ride. I'm enjoying it so far. So I just got it in July, so I've got about 400 miles on it now. Getting used to it.
Did you buy it directly from the company?
Forma Cars. I bought it directly from Forma Cars. I was originally kicking around building one with my sons, and you start looking at what it would take to get to this level, and there's just no way that you're going to build something like this in your garage. They have the lifts and the interior department and all the graphics and suspension. They do all that stuff. So I just didn't feel comfortable, and my youngest son says, "You really trust us building a 180-mile-an-hour car and driving it?" I'm like, good point.
That's a very good point.
It puts in perspective pretty quick.
Very good point. So you mentioned it has a Coyote in it.
Yes, it's a 5.0 Coyote and a T62 transmission.
Let's walk around this thing. And what kind of wheels did you
those
choose for it?
Those are Hildebrand. Those are also replicas. They came with the one-piece pin drive knockoffs. These are replicas of that. If you take the knockoffs off, in all full disclosure, that piece comes off, and they are 5-lug. But you know, you can't have 5-lug and the pin drive spinner showing at the same time. It's just kind of not. It's not what you do.
I like it.
Yeah.
I
so
would have never known.
that's the wheels that they were replicas of the wheels that they were driving back in the day.
Oh, that is nice. Got your pipes coming out.
Yep, I had to go with the white pipes. I wanted those ceramic coated because it kind of sets off the stripes and everything.
Oh, it does. It kind of pops out with the stickers or the decals, and this thing just looks like it's ready to race. It's
a goer, that's for sure.
Have you ever thought about entering some of those small road races just to play around with it?
I think when I was looking at getting one, I was actually originally looking at the Roadster type. That was always the bucket list dream car. And when I talked to these guys, they said, what are you going to do with the car? And I said, well, I'm going to have fun with it, do it in car shows and poker runs and a track day here or there. And so they kind of steered me, well, if you want to do that, you really ought to go Daytona, because a Roadster's a great car, nothing wrong with it, but if you do that in the summer and it's 110, you're going to bake from wind and heat. And so then I kind of went, well, what about the GT40? He said, well, that's a great car too, but it's a demanding car mentally to drive because you can only see like one way and it's wider. And they said this is a car that's probably the most comfortable, turn the air conditioner on, driving at a parade, just enjoy it. So they steered me this direction, and I'm glad they did. I'm very happy with the way it turned out.
I like the design of this thing.
Yeah.
The way the hood lifts up, the line
Yes.
of the bottom of the hood matches the line on the bottom of the door.
Yes. They, like I said, Peter Brock was the one who done the body design on this years ago, and he's still infamous in the Shelby world. He's one of the guys right there with Carroll Shelby's.
Oh, that's cool.
You know.
Yeah, and everything on it. I like the black window trim.
Yeah, and like I said, this is one of the things. The power windows is all theirs. They build this whole design. If you bought a kit from Factory 5 and done the whole thing, this would be a plastic insert with a slider door in the middle of it.
Yeah, I like the window. Yeah,
so this
Get
is
all
all
the comforts. And
power windows, and then it's got the electric, pop doors.
Wow.
So, but there's just no way we could have got the trim. They have a 3D printer. They do all the HVAC system is all custom by Forma Cars.
Oh man.
So they, like I said, they just go over and above.
Is that leather interior?
It is. It looks like a leather, but it is more of a pleather. It's actually out of a marine.
Oh, is it?
Upholstery,
okay.
so it'll take the moisture and a little more rugged than
That's
than the
nice.
other
I mean, it
stuff.
looks just like leather.
It fooled me the first time I seen it. I was like, no way. And so that's kind of what they went. And they have more colors in it, kind of match the whole color scheme through the car. So.
Now, would that be the original type of mirror that was on it?
Yes, that would be close to the original mirror and even while you're sitting in the car, this portion bulbs out. Especially you can see it from the rear when you look from the behind.
Right. So this comes around it.
Yeah,
That's why
around
it
this.
sticks
Yes.
out.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it was in next to the car, you'd see this.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No. Yeah. You want to see a little more than that.
This is what I noticed at the car show.
Yes.
When I was driving by, it was the white with the blue and
Yes.
just everything.
Yeah.
This is really cool the way they designed
And this is kind of the paint scheme that they had with the dual stripes and the split back. There was a couple other ones, but the paint scheme but the blue is more on the originals was more of a guardsman's blue, which is more gray. But I seen this color and went.
Well, it pops.
Yeah,
Pops out. It draws your eye to it.
Yeah. It's so much better. Both great colors, but I had it guardsman at first, and then I seen this color and went, is it too late to change? And I caught it just in time, so I was able to change the color.
Well, the color scheme kind of reminds me of the Cobras as well, with the blue and the white. It's just a traditional.
Yeah.
That's the color you want. That's the color people recognize.
Yeah, and I agree with that because I try to stay as traditional as possible. Because I kind of like that whole thing. The blue and white was always even if I got the Roadster, that was the color I was going to go with.
Well, walking up to it, seeing it the first time, I thought it was an original.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about them. I've seen them before.
Yes.
Online and but I thought, oh wow, it's done so well.
Yes.
That I thought it was an original.
Yeah, I wish I could say it was original. Of the original 6, like Phil Spector had one when they came back.
Right.
I don't know if it's absolutely true or not, but the rumor goes that once they done this and won the championship, he said, well, just push them off in the English Channel. Nobody wanted to pay to bring them back.
Oh,
and
man.
So fortunately somebody said, wait a minute, we'll do it, because the drivers were offered to buy them for like $500 or whatever, but they didn't want to pay to get them back across the sea. The last one that I can remember, serves me totally, that went across the block that was an original one, was like $23 million or some big number like that. But they're
you get this close and you feel like, oh no, I need to step back.
and they don't look anything near this good. I mean, their race cars has been raced, and they're
it's just history,
hardcore history. Yeah, that's what you're paying for.
History
all the
legacy.
Yep, all that's what you're paying for on that car.
And this fuel cap filler.
Yes,
that's cool.
That's an absolute replica the way they used to do that too.
So they would take their tanks like they would and hurry up and fill it and head out.
Yep, that's exactly what they would do.
That's cool. I bet these are just so aerodynamic in the day.
It is. It is. Like I said, it was one of the designs that really stood above the rest. They told me don't drive it too light, but don't put yourself life in danger. I have to do like a 500-mile shakedown. It's like 280 points still come in and check to make sure, because all the A-arms are all assembled by hand and tightened down, and they're not a casting. They're all assembled. So, but I have, in full disclosure, 140-ish so far, which is kind of fun. And you would think it would get kind of light, but the way the car was designed, where it comes to the front, it comes to the radiator, and then there's like a sheet metal right in front of the motor, and so it comes through the hood, and then over the top, so it absolutely, the faster you go, the more, you don't get that feeling like the front end's getting light. I'm not going to say heavy, but it's firm.
Right,
You know,
right.
you
don't
feel
want it
stable.
floating.
Yeah, you
don't
feel
want it
stable.
to float.
You feel totally stable.
You know, what would be really cool is if you could put it in a wind tunnel with
Yes.
some smoke, just
Yeah.
to see.
You know, they didn't have that back in the day. The way I understood, they did it with little strands of yarn and taped them all over the car and drove it around, and they could see where they would stand up and everything else. That's what I understand.
That's pretty cool. How
Yeah,
they'd come up with something to
yeah,
kind of see.
that's back in the day. Those guys were pretty sharp. They come up with quite a history here.
Right. So what size tires are these? They're pretty wide.
You'd have to. I don't know exactly what size they are because I haven't gone through it. I know they're
Right.
14 inches wide in the back and they're 10 in the front.
That's pretty wide.
Yes, and
That's pretty wide.
I haven't got those particulars. Like I said, they done all the recommendations, and I kind of followed their lead. There's a couple things we had, and I'm not going to say butted heads. We had spirited discussions about. One was actually the windshield wipers. They don't typically put windshield wipers on. I'm like, I have to have it to pass Kansas.
Well, you're going to drive it.
Yeah,
It may rain.
Yeah,
It's the weather here.
You know, and I had to have it pass inspection.
Uh-huh.
And they go, well, they're ugly. I said, well, I still got to have them on there. But I will say this, I know why they don't put them on there.
Right.
Is when you are driving it at higher speeds, when it comes through,
Yeah.
that wind coming through the hood absolutely hits those, and they kind of stand up and dance around a little bit. So
Well, they could put that in there and provide you the,
Yes.
and you can pull those off.
Yes,
if,
yes,
you
that's
know,
exactly.
It still looks good.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to end up happening.
Plus, you are paying for it. So.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly.
I get it. You
Yeah,
know, that's
yeah.
it's a piece of work. It's
Yes.
a piece of art.
Yeah.
They're designing it, and they wanted it to look.
So. Yeah,
so-so,
their comment was they don't do ugly. So okay,
Well,
I agree with that.
Nobody
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, that's what I said. I said I get
it's
it.
not
but,
ugly at all.
yeah. So
But you want to drive it.
yes.
The more I look at it, the more I see the detail. You know, like the latches on the hood,
Yes.
nicely done with the chrome, and back inside the
Wheel,
red.
yeah.
I noticed the red back
That's
there.
all. Yeah, and that's all sound insulation. So they done as much deadening as they could. It's still a loud environment.
Right.
Don't. It's got a great radio in it. Why I don't know, but it's there.
You might
I guess
wanna
if
turn it on,
if you're stopped or
relax, and
something,
then-
yeah, you're not going to listen to it going down the road. I can promise you that.
Well, I heard you started up when you were over there, and I thought, oh man.
yeah. You hear it before you see it. That's for
Right,
sure.
right.
It's one of those cars.
Wow.
It's got a great sound to it.
Well, can we open the hood?
Sure,
Let's
absolutely.
Take a look at this guy.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
So they even dressed out the motor in the same color scheme, and they done a lot of things. So this is actually the end of the foot box where the pedals are and your feet rest.
Oh, down inside.
And so
Okay.
when they done the pedal assemblies and everything, they moved the reservoirs out here for clutch, you know, front and rear brakes. So that gave me more room in the foot box. All of the air conditioning and HVAC is all theirs design.
Wow, it's nice
And
and flat.
they blueprint that. This is probably one of the most, I would say, overlooked. They build this whole box, including the circuit board, and all the wiring harnesses is built in-house. This normally is like under the dash, which,
Oh, that's great.
yeah. So
I
it's
like
all,
that. It's
all
right there.
new technology right on top. You can see everything.
Wow, they've done a really nice job. You know, I'm looking at the welds
Yes.
on the frame.
Yeah.
Just everything. That's all powder coated.
Yep. They powder coat everything. Yeah. They
what do you
had
call-
even the sheet metal. You know, the sheet metal that goes around it, like in the front. That's all.
Oh,
that was
yeah,
all
man,
taken out and
that's-
powder coated.
Wow, they did a really good job.
Yeah, they didn't miss too many details. I promise you that.
Very clean. And the radiator, it's leaning forward like it's going to catch the air.
Yeah,
coming
and
up.
that's what it's like. So it comes in below the front of the nose, comes through the radiator, and then it hits this, which is an air dam basically.
Shoots
and
it
that
back out.
inputs a spoiler, so it pushes the front end down the faster you go. And that's
Wow.
when it comes out the hole in the hood and then hits the windshield wipers, and they
Right.
start doing the dance.
That's okay. And
Yeah.
the windshield wipers look like they came out in that
in that
year.
era, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're nice and small. They're chrome. They didn't put ugly ones on it.
No, they did not. They did not do that.
Very classy.
Yes, and they moved the coolant reservoir tank here. They just kind of made everything as easy accessible as possible with the room that they had. They really took advantage of the room that they had and understood what they were doing.
Everything fit in there real nicely.
Yes.
The battery.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And this is probably the smallest motor one that they build. They typically, the ones that they have sold, which I was in that fence, they do have one that's supercharged to 840 horsepower in a 2,600 pound car. And I was like, eh.
So what size of engine would that
It's
be?
the same size engine, but it's got a supercharger on it. So that adds about 300 horsepower.
Oh.
So it still fits in this compact area. It's still flat across the top here. Of course, your intake is a little bit different. They also have one that's their company car. They did put twin turbochargers on, which sounds kind of mean, and it gets the groceries quickly.
It'll get it.
But that was like, I was, again, talking to my son, that he has a way of explaining things. I said, well, what about that one? He goes, well, that's a great idea. Once you buy that one, kill yourself, and I'll take the inheritance and buy the one you should have bought. So
yeah, that'll make you think twice, won't it?
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Wow, all the detail. Even the, what is that, the air conditioner dryer over here is nicely painted, and everything's just perfect, and all the A-arms.
Yeah, that's and that's part of it, like all the witness marks, and that's part of the shakedown that they'll do once I hit the 500-mile mark. They'll come out and make sure all those are still lined up, because once again, that's all hand built, put together, measured, on the alignment rack and everything.
This is a really cool car.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very pleased with the job that they've done. I have no complaints.
They'll come out here.
Yes, they come out here and we'll do the shakedown. Yes, instead of shipping the car back and forth. Like I said, they're great guys. Chris and Tim and Josh, they just do a great job. Josh kind of does the interior and the outside work. Tim does out the build, and Chris is kind of the engineering mind, so to speak. But Tim does a lot of the build and the interior and electric, as far as the dash and all that stuff is Josh.
Where are they out of?
Columbus, Ohio is where they hail out of. And like I said, I ran across them once I was doing the research, and what drew me to their build was primarily the windows. I didn't like the plastic screw-in window with the little slide door that's about that big, and I'm like,
well, you want to be able to put your arm up on it and enjoy it.
That was the original thought, but the problem is you sit down slow in it, it's like,
up a little bit.
Because
but it'd be nice
once
to
you
have
sit
it
down, once you sit down in it, really the door sill is like right below your elbow.
Yeah.
So, because you go down, you drop down probably 6-8 inches anyway, once you get in.
Are the vent wings functional?
They are not. They took that through the HVAC system.
Okay. I do like how it looks like they would be functional from the day.
Yes, and what they did, that was primarily with the room that they had, so they had one solid piece that comes up at an angle because like I said, that was all their design. That's not factory 5, that's all Forma cars.
I like it.
Yes,
really
they've done a real nice job.
Very nice.
It ties it all in, and then, like I said, this is all machined aluminum. They have a machine shop that they machine all that in, and that's kind of what my son kept going back to. Is like, Dad, we can't, we can build one that'll be fun, but it's not going to be like this.
Right. I like how it looks just like a race car.
Yes. Yeah.
It's got the amenities for comfort.
Yes.
And safety.
Yes, because it's a full roll bar. The roll bar comes up like right underneath
I didn't even
runs through
see
there.
that
And then there's, of course, you got an X, remember, it comes across here, comes all the way down, mounts the rear end.
And the seat belts, you've got everything that you would need to be safe.
Yes.
I would be putting this in a race and
well, that's
go
what
buy
I was
a matching
thinking.
helmet.
That's what I was thinking, a track day or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Even if it's doing time trials through the cones,
right.
that'd be fun to play around with. Can we look under the
Sure.
the
Let me put this down because the wind kind of catches it. It goes down okay by itself, but it's kind of a kite.
Yeah, you don't want it to slam on
ask me how I know.
Yeah.
One of those things. The third light is also their design too, the rear brake light.
Oh, that's nice.
So like I said, this chassis comes all the way back, goes and ties all the way into the rear of the car.
Wow.
But it's a full-on tube chassis that they started with.
Yeah, you do have a nice stereo, Kenwood. Got your speakers, and I'd say that's a bass.
I'm assuming it works.
Well, you can turn that on car shows.
Right. Yeah.
You probably don't. You want to hear the engine, and that's probably what you want to hear when you're driving.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. You're going to hear the engine. That's what it is. It's the way it sounds. That's what you're going to hear.
Going through the gears.
Yeah, right.
Beautiful. Well, I can't wait to hear it run and take a ride. So can we take a ride?
Sure, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. There's a little. There is a system on getting in and out that I will show you.
Okay.
That works better than most. So the best way to get in is grab this here and reach up and grab the roll bar, and then kind of hold yourself up and then put both feet in.
Because you're going to go down in.
And then sit here and then pull yourself over.
All right. Yep. This is yoga.
Yeah. Yep. That it is.
Oh wow, you sit way down in this.
Yes.
Now I see what you mean about your arm. This armrest is in the perfect spot.
Yeah. And then if you look at the door sill is only, a couple inches below your elbow.
Oh my gosh.
So you're sitting way down inside.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Ready for a ride?
I've never sat in a racing seat.
Well, it's not too uncomfortable.
That's cool.
But they done cool stuff
Man, all the bars.
Yeah, and they got lights here and all that good stuff,
Yeah, this thing, I like how they did the padding.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, and
protect your head a little bit.
Yeah, and then headliner, but there's a lot more room above your head than you think there is.
Yeah, and the white headliner, that really made it nice.
Yeah, you're not scooched over and all that stuff,
So much detail.
Yeah.
I might have to yell as we're driving so that we can
sure,
hear each other. Well, it'll pick us up.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow, that hood's in your face.
Yeah.
This is cool. Just seeing all the detail on this thing. This dash is right up on you.
Yeah, so they make
this is like in a race.
Yeah, yeah.
Going around corners, hitting the straightaway, just ripping it.
Gets a little attention.
Yeah, that does. You just feel it kind of suck you back,
Yeah.
and you feel the rear end kind of pull down a little
Yeah,
bit.
and it doesn't, you know, like I said, it gets squirrely or anything. It, like they told me, guy built it, he goes, the best advice I can give you is she's going to do whatever you tell her to do, so just be careful what you tell her to do.
It actually just feels like it just wants to go.
Yeah.
And it sucks down to the ground.
Yes. Well, that's a lot of
And
that
the
front end
you
deal.
feel it kind of come
Yeah.
up a little bit when you hit it,
And then,
and then it just feels like it just goes. That is cool. Man, I'm so glad I ran on you in the car show.
Thank you. It was awesome.
I appreciate this.
You're
It's so
welcome.
fun.
You're welcome. That's one promise I made to the boys and myself is if I do this, she's not going to be a garage queen. I'm going to share it with as many people as I can because, you know, I enjoy cars, and I think that I think the times are changing to where cars like this, you just don't see them, and they're all newer, and they don't, I'm not saying that newer cars are ugly, but they all look kind of the same, you know. There's no real, unless you get in your super high end,
Right.
you know, $300,000 type cars, you know.
Has your boys driven it yet?
Yes, and I won't let the one take it out of myself because I don't think it'll come back.
Yeah, you gotta ride with it.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh man, I really appreciate this.
You're welcome.
I think everybody on my channel is gonna enjoy this one.
Well, I hope they do, because that's the main reason for getting it, because like I said, I'd never really seen one out in public.
I
The
haven't.
only time I've ever seen one is in a car show or an auction. So I'm pleased with the choice I made over the Roadster.
Right.
Roadster's a great car, though. Don't kid
I
yourself,
like it.
right?
Go ahead and shut it off. We
Okay.
can get out.
Right on.
Now I got to figure out if I can get out. You know.
It's just
Oh, where's the latch?
It's right in the end of the door right here. And into the
right here.
Yeah.
Pull
Just
it.
pull towards you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sleek.
Yeah. You don't even notice it, right?
So grab right here.
Yeah,
like
that's what I
this.
do. To
Put
get
my
out,
bottom
to
here.
get out, I put a hand here.
Oh, grab here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put a hand here. Yeah, and then here and here, and just push your butt up onto the door sill.
Oh, that's cool.
It's Daytona Yoga, but once you're in there, it's worth it.
I like it.
I'm gonna try doing
So you can
the two-leg thing. Oh, that's a lot easier.
yeah, it is, right? This thing gives me trouble every now and again. Yeah, I don't even do the belts because you're down in here so far.
Oh, yeah.
It's up to you
No, that's okay.
because you're down in a lot farther.
Oh
You
yeah.
got more headroom you think you do. Yeah, there's an all-Ford show going on over here,
Oh really?
and we drove by. I
we
thought it was last weekend.
we thought it was last weekend too.
Yeah, so I might run over there as soon as we're done here.
I wonder if the mics even heard you guys talking.
right, everyone, we just got back from checking out this Type 65 Daytona Coupe. And be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. That's the best way to support my channel. And I want to thank Roger for taking the time to show us this beautiful race car. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next time on Dude with an Autotude.